Hello, this is Lo. Today, I intend to share my purchases from June. I only bought one item in June, so I only bought one thing in June. I thought about introducing it, but it has broken my previous record for the highest price spent on second-hand clothing. Isn't it wonderful? I've finally broken the record. Up until now, the most expensive second-hand clothing I bought is the Revice 501 Big E Type A. I purchased this more than 10 years ago. It was almost dead stock and in a pure navy state. I bought it at Safari located in the park. Back then, it cost around 10,000 yen. When I initially bought it, I wore it a lot. I wore it so much that it completely became my color. More than 10 years have passed and I have gained quite a lot of weight. 10 years ago, tight fit was in style. If it was a denim, the top button would close. But gaining weight is the biggest problem. So I haven't worn it for several years, but I still hold it dear. I would like to introduce the item that cost more than the 10,000 yen 501 I bought this time. What should I do? Let me quickly show you the item. Here's the most expensive second-hand clothing. I bought a Lee coverall. Here it is. Please have a look at this bag print. Isn't it wonderful? I am using the Lonely button. Shall we announce the price? It's 162,000 yen. Wow, I did it. It's a 162,000 yen jacket. It's an outrageous amount. Yes. This is a jacket from Lee, which has a model called 44. This is Lee's coverall, number 44. How is it today? In the past, the number would change based on the color. 44 has turned khaki, and I got it this year. It's within my confirmation range, but it started. This is the site, but from here the design for each year is listed. In essence, it says that the beer jacket was made with this design this year, and all the beer jackets are listed. As of recently, it includes up to the year 2022. It's not confirmed, but it seems like a Lee jacket was used from the 70s to the 80s. After that, it doesn't seem like Lee was used. It's just a quick look. In there, this is it. In 1959, there's the same design. This is it. So it's arguably, it might not be safe to say that this was a jacket made in 1959. With the age of this body, with the information coming from this Princeton University homepage, I believe it is confirmed, and I bought this. This jacket was pretty much worn, and it was worn on the individual I bought. The tag has been removed, so I can't say for sure if it's that old based on the jacket alone. When I researched, I had bought the same thing before from a Berber person, and it was like a blog introduction. When I looked at the tag I saw there, the body was probably from the 50s. The body was used from the 50s to the 60s. Wow, I bought a great item. Maybe I should try it. What do you think? It's like this. This is what it's like. It's good, right? It's great. I really love this. I briefly mentioned this item previously when I mentioned the tag had been removed, but it has had quite a bit of repair. This is quite impressive. It feels like a battered item and for repair would cost $160,000. And then there's my personal consideration. Well, it's around $160,000. Down here is where this is. This is graffiti from a whiskey brand. At Princeton University, it's known as a beer jacket, which in a sense is like a graduation party. I can imagine people in the past opening it and having a great time. Then there's the random image that there are various things inside the beer jacket, and you can find the years like I mentioned earlier, each year. You can find the 59 written in jackets. Sometimes there are things from that era and sometimes not. It looks something like this. There are several points where I'm highlighting jackets, but it's indeed Mr. Hamis Fujiwara. In her wonderful collection, there are items that I've never seen before. Among those items, there's this Lee's 44J. They are listed there. Earlier, I mentioned that the item number is different depending on the color. Regardless of this Lee jacket, other coveralls can still be taken apart. There's a line, this article is very interesting. People into vintage and thrift clothing might want to take a look at it. Lastly, why does this vintage jacket cost 160,000 yen? That's the question, but my personal opinion is that it was quite cheap to buy at 160,000 yen. Cheap. 160,000 yen is cheap. The reason why it's cheap is because I was searching for 44J here and there. Since about a year ago, I was thinking that I'd like a coverall, and since earlier this year, I even bought a denim 91J. I had been looking for this 44J for a while. Well, I really don't have a good answer. First of all, one reason it's hard to find it is because the items themselves aren't produced, so it's hard to find. So there's a moment I was wondering if I should seriously buy one that was sold on eBay in America. It was a 44J. Other than that, there was another old house mark. Lee's vintage tag was attached. Do you have a picture? I could put that on here, but this one is really good and it's the best one. The house mark is also in good condition, 50 years or the same, 50 years, 1953 years. It's a thing, but this is really confusing, to be honest. Just this price on eBay. There is a company called the World Gate, or eBay on behalf of the company, so it is easy for Japan people to buy, but the price there was 350,000 yen. No, it's not true. The price of one jacket, 350,000 yen, was better, we'll say in dollars and $2,000. I don't think it's affected by the depreciation of the yen right now, but it's at the level of selling at that price. In other reference projects, this is not an image, but I was a little earlier, it's called VCM, for secondhand clothes. There is a vintage event at Pacifico, Yokohama, that is held regularly. When I went there was a store that had two of these beer jackets, and I honestly didn't see it there, but there, both of the beer jackets were over 5 million yen. It's a great size, it's a good design, and I think it's two pieces in the 50s. At first I thought that it would cost about 5 million yen, but at that time, VCM was a jacket of about this price. There was an image called An Impact, and I started looking for it on eBay from there, and I thought it was 350,000 yen. It's insanely impossible to buy it. It felt like an impossible level where I could maybe buy it. So I thought once about buying it and was considering it. Surely it was gone just as I thought it would be, but this time I got it on Yahoo Oku. Really, the seller who listed this. I was grateful that it was good timing and really glad I won the bid. So I think if I bought it at a second-hand clothing store, perhaps it's a level of 500,000 yen, but 160,000 yen doesn't feel cheap. So I bought it immediately, so I wonder how this price will increase. I dug a little deeper and did some research. The 500 one I bought earlier, or the highest priced denim I ever bought. An article from when I bought it came out and the price was listed at that time. It is about 70,000 to 80,000 yen. It seems to have sold well at a level less than 1 million. I think it's been about 500,000 yen now, and that's increased about 5 times in 10 years. What a great price increase. And in addition to this one from that age, there are actually some newer ones on Yahoo Oku, but the size is incredibly small. It's 34 inches, a very small size, and it sells for about 250,000 yen. It's a level of 200 to 250,000 yen. Well, considering that, it must be the size of the old cousin of the age. Maybe if it had a tag, the size would be about 44 or 40. You can do it yourself. I convinced myself that 160,000 yen is a good deal for a size that'll fit with overalls, so I bought it. As a characteristic, the 44J size appears a bit smaller than the 91J, so I've only had a chance to try it on once so far. Contrary to the size indicated, it feels a size smaller. For instance, if it says 44 inches, it seems to be more like 42 inches. That seems to be the size perception. So if you were thinking of buying this after watching this video, don't decide based on the size mentioned alone. If you can fit into it in real size, then go ahead and buy it after trying it on. Well, that's about it. 160,000 yen seems cheap, but listing it is quite painful. This month is pretty heavy. I want to tighten my belt for this month and the next. I want to live a frugal life. Alright, so how did you find this purchase video? It's just one item, but it counts as a big purchase, so if you don't mind, I would be glad if you could give me a high rating and comment. I'll try hard to live frugally. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you'll catch the next video too.